Hi viewers, welcome to this channel, and in this course of HTML and CSS, this is lesson number 21. In this lesson, we are going to talk about CSS fonts, and this is the second part. If you haven't seen the first part, then you can switch to our previous video in this playlist. In this second part, we are going to continue the topics which we left in our first part, and this is a bit of more advanced topic or more advanced lesson of the previous lesson. So let's get into it. So our first topic here is font weight. Actually, this font weight is used to specify the boldness or normalness or weight of the font. If you keep it to the normal, which is the default value, it will not be bold or it will just be in normal weight. Whereas if you give it bold, then it would get bold. Word editors in which you bold the text, the same way this property is used to do that work for us. Right here in our example, we would just follow each of our property and do its practical as well. So we do this in our each lesson. So these are all files for our previous lesson. So this is our lesson number 21. So we are going to do the same work here as well. So lesson number 21, CSS fonts part 2 .html. Creating a boilerplate, giving it a title, CSS fonts part 2, and in here I am going to give it a p tag. This is just a text, and inside it I am going to use an internal CSS by using style tag, and in it I am going to style the p tag. So for p tag, I am going to use font weight, which is normal. By default, it is normal. So let us see in our browser that how does it look here in our browser, and then we will change the value and see what is the effect of it on the style of this element. This is just a text. It is a normal weight of this text. Whereas if I may give it the font weight of bold, it would just bold it. There are various values that we can give in font weight. We can also give bolder and bolder. This is also a valid value for it. So it would make it more bold than previous bold. So we can also give it weight in 100, 200, mean to say multiples of 100. So if I may give it 200, it has just made it light because it is less than its normal weight. If I may decrease it a bit more, then it would make it more light, and if I may give it 1000 here, it is going to make it bold, right, as you saw in here. So this was font weight. Moving to our next topic, which is font variant. So this property, the font variant property in CSS, allows us to display our text in small caps or not. So if you don't know what is meant by small caps, it means that our small letters, which are lowercase letters, are converted to the uppercase letters, whereas the uppercase letters remain the uppercase letter, but their font size is a bit of larger than our lowercase letters, right? In this example, as you can see, this is a simple example of a line showing you the depiction of small caps. These are the capital letters M, H and R, whereas all the other letters are small case letters. Right after applying the small case, after giving the small caps as a value in font family, in font variant property, actually it converts it into small caps, which means small lowercase letters are converted to the uppercase letters, whereas their size is smaller than the high uppercase letters which were in our original line, and the uppercase letters remained in the same font size, whereas the lowercase or smaller letters are in smaller. So right here, if I may use font variant to normal, which is the default value of it, then it would just remain this way. And if I may give it small caps as the value, it would just convert it into small caps, as you can see. So after font variants, there comes the topic of font size. Actually, font size is used to give the size of font as by its name, the name of the property it is specified. So it is a traditional way of using the font way that you just have to make a bit of transformation in font size of text so that they may look better. But you should not use font size to convert p tag, having a font size of h1 tag and h1 tag converting to the size of p tag. You shouldn't do that because it would just ruin the style of your page, and it is not good for your web page with the SEO perspective as well. So there are two types of font sizes: absolute font size, absolute size, and relative size, which could be given as a value. So in absolute size, the text is given a specific size, specified size. So it doesn't allow the user to change the text size or zoom into it. So it is just not related to any other object around it. It has just a specific font size. We usually use it when we know the physical size of the output that we want to show. Whereas in this relative font size, the font elements are given the size related to its surrounding elements in the page. So it allows users to change the text size in web browser, like zooming as well. So if you don't specify font size, what happens then? Then it uses the default size for the p tag, which is 16 pixels. 16 pixels is equal to 1 em. So right here in our font size, we could give it example or give it value in pixels, which is a unit in CSS. So we could give it value in pixels. So if you use pixels for giving the font size, user can still use zoom tool to resize the page. Right here, if I may give it the font size of 16 pixels, for example, then in our browser you can see that it is just in its default size, which is 1 em. So if I may increase it to like 30 pixels, it has just increased its size and make it nearly the double. This is the working of font size. We are giving it the value in pixels. So let us talk about other units in which we can give it value. So in font size, we can give the value in em as well. It is used by many browsers. It is used by many developers instead of pixels. Actually, 1 em is equal to current font size, which we have talked about, which is equal to 16 pixels font size. So if we want to take the value of em related to a pixel value, so we have to divide that pixel value with our default font size, which is 16, and it would give us the value for that em. So for example, right here, as you can see, we are giving them the value in em as it contains 40 pixels. We are using the previous value right here to depict this example as well. For example, in previous we gave the h1 the value of 40 pixel, so we are dividing it by 16, and the resultant value is used as em unit of the font size. Whereas we have done the same thing in following two examples as well. So in this as well, the user can resize its window completely, so it is same as previous font sizes. So if I may come here in our editor and use 30 pixel as a reference, so dividing 30 divided by 16, it is equal to 1.875. So giving it the font size, keeping it like this, font size 1.875 em. Right here you can see it is the same font size. And if I may comment it, it comes with default value. So after font size example in em, I'm going to give you an important tip. So by using this, you can set the default size of your text, keeping you out of the compatibility of the browser. You can control your font completely. So for example, the trick is that you have to specify the font size in percentage inside the body tag. So it means the 100% of your font is the font size. So let us see it practically. Actually, it would help you a lot in making it responsive. In upcoming videos, like we have font size 100%, and if you want it to show smaller in our smaller sizes, then you should have to decrease this percentage, font size percentage in body tag. Let us see its example. Right in our style, let us create selector for body tag and give it the font size of 100%. So this is our default 16 pixel of 1 em. So if I use 1 em here right now, for example, so font size is 1 em, which means 16 pixels. Right here, it contains the 16 pixels of size, whatever. In our example, in our body, if we have come to our smaller sizes, we are going to read about media queries in a bit in our upcoming lectures. So for now, just take a look and just understand the concept for now. If we decrease the font size to 50 pixels, it means that now our default value, the default font size is 8 pixels, and we can now use that em according to that. Now em is equal to 8 pixels. 1 em is equal to 8 pixels. Now if I come into my browser, it means that you should give 1 em equal to 8 pixels, and now this text is containing 8 pixels of our text. This is a really good trick that I usually use in creating my web pages and creating front-end pages, web development. So this is another example for using responsive font size. You can use the viewport width, actually the width of your actual viewport, actual screen which you are viewing your web page on. So view width, by 100 view width we mean 100% of the view width, and by 1 view width we mean 1% of the view width. So let us see it in our IDE so that we can get a better understanding about it. So for font size, give it 1 view width, which means 1% of our view width, actual width of our page. So it is 1 view width. If I may increase it to 10 view width, which means 10% of our web page, of our viewport. So it has given it 10%. It has actually taken the whole width of our viewport, took 10% out of it, and the value is given as a font size for our text. So this is it for this lesson, and in these two lessons, the previous one and in this one, we talked about fonts. We dedicated 2 lessons to that topic because fonts is a really important topic in our front end, because it contain or play a big role in visualizing our pages, and it is a big part of our pages and our front end. We gave it that much importance for that reason. So from our next lesson, we are going to shift to other important lessons, other important topics, which are icons and links and so on. As you would follow with us, you would know and advanced things about CSS as well, because we are now shifting from basic things to the advanced things. We are going to cover each and every topic in our CSS series, and according to the list or the layout we have created, we have at least 250 to 260 videos or lessons upcoming in this CSS series, because we are going to create a playlist which is containing each and every aspect for CSS, so that it may make you ready for developing professional front-end pages and making you ready for your interviews and for your job interviews as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching our video. Goodbye.